Welcome to Vantage with AI. Today, I'm showcasing a powerful LTX 2.3 workflow with Face Swap LoRA, a video-to-video pipeline that lets you swap a person's face using a reference image. This is version 3 of the Face Swap LoRA, and it's a significant improvement over previous versions. V3 introduces a custom guide video construction step that keeps the swapped face consistently visible throughout the entire guide sequence. The result? A much stronger and more stable identity during inference, meaning fewer glitches and better face persistence across frames. Now, one important thing to understand. This LoRA swaps only the face region, not the entire body. So if you're swapping, say, a male face onto a female character or vice versa, features like the neck structure or Adam's apple will still come from the original video. Only the face itself is replaced. Another key factor is audio. If you swap a male face with a female one but keep the original male audio, you might notice that the jaw movement still reflects the original identity. However, if you provide a matching custom audio track, the results become noticeably more accurate and natural. From my testing, the final identity is still slightly influenced by the original video, but this is already a huge step forward, and I expect future versions to improve this even further. That said, this is a very promising start. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how to set this up and use it inside a ComfyUI workflow. And if you're new to LTX 2.3, I highly recommend checking out my previous video where I cover the fundamentals. Let's quickly go over what you'll need to get started. First, you'll need the LTX 2.3 base model. You can choose the dev version or the distilled version. LTX 2.3 comes in multiple formats, BF16, FP8, and GGUF, so you can pick what best fits your hardware. If you're using the dev model, make sure to also download the LTX 2.322B distilled LoRA. This allows the dev model to run efficiently at CFG1 with just 8 steps, dramatically improving speed without sacrificing quality. Now, the most important component, the Face Swap LoRA. This is what enables the actual face swapping. This workflow also uses 2 text encoders, Gemma 312B text encoder and the native LTX 2.3 text encoder. Next, you'll need the LTX 2.3 VAE for video latence and the LTX 2.3 audio VAE for synchronized audio generation. To push resolution higher, we use the LTX 2.3 spatial upscaler, which enables multi-stage scaling. And finally, the Mel-Band Rollformer model, used to extract clean vocals from your reference audio. All download links are already included inside the workflow and also in the video description, so you don't have to go searching. And while you're down there, if you find this useful, make sure to like the video and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. Now let's take a look at how everything is connected inside ComfyUI. We start with the models section, where all core components are loaded. The base model, LoRa's, VAEs, and both text encoders. Next is the prompt section. Face Swap LoRA uses a structured prompt format with 2 key parts. Face, where you describe the face in detail and action, where you define the scene and character. Important, don't describe the face in the action section that comes entirely from the face block. Now moving on to the controls section. Here, you can enable or disable various toggles that affect how the output is generated. If you're using the dev model, enable the dev toggle. This activates the distilled LoRA, allowing sampling in just 8 steps. Next is the second sampling pass. Instead of generating full resolution directly, the workflow first generates at half resolution, then upsamples in a second pass. This significantly improves speed while maintaining quality. Then we have the model selector toggle, where you can switch between safe tensors and GGUF formats. You can also choose how prompts are generated. Manual prompt for full control, or auto prompt, which uses Qwen3VL to automatically describe both the face and the scene. Next is the audio controls. Leave both toggles disabled to use audio from the input video, enable custom audio if you want lip sync to match a custom audio, or enable no audio if your input video has no audio. This last option is important, otherwise the workflow will try to extract audio and fail. Now let's move to the input section. This is where you upload your reference face image and your input video. If your video is longer than 20 seconds, it will automatically be trimmed to 497 frames. You'll also see a very important node, Reserved Region Frame Composer. This node takes your face image and input video and generates a control video that guides the model during sampling. Next is the audio processing section. If you're using custom audio, make sure it's equal to or longer than the video duration, otherwise you may run into sync issues. Finally, we reach the sampler section, where the actual generation happens. This workflow uses a two-stage sampling pipeline. The first stage generates the video at half resolution, focusing on motion, structure, and consistency. The second stage, if enabled, performs a 2x latent upscale, producing the final high-resolution output. Now, let's test it out. For our first test, I'll be using this video as the input.
Brazilian scientists discover a cheap seaweed that sucks carbon from the air 10 times faster than trees, already planting millions in the Amazon. Could cool the planet just in time. A simple ocean fix for our warming world.
And this image for the face swap. In this setup, I'm keeping both audio option toggles disabled, so the workflow will use the original audio from the input video. I've also enabled auto prompt, which allows the system to automatically generate the prompt based on the input video and face image. This usually gives better results, since the model can describe both the scene and facial details more accurately than doing it manually. That said, if you're running low on VRAM, you can always switch to a manual prompt and define everything yourself to save resources. Let's run it. Alright, the results are in. Let's take a look.
Brazilian scientists discover a cheap seaweed that sucks carbon from the air 10 times faster than trees, already planting millions in the Amazon. Could cool the planet just in time. A simple ocean fix for our warming world.
Overall, the output looks decent. The face swap remains fairly consistent, with the identity staying around 80% aligned with the reference image throughout the video. You can still notice a slight influence from the original video's identity in some frames. But even with that, the overall consistency is impressive. And honestly, this is already a big step forward. With future updates, we can expect even better identity preservation and more refined results. For our next test, we'll use the same video and the same face image, but this time, we'll introduce a custom audio track. This means the model will now try to align the facial movements, especially the lips, with the new audio instead of the original one. Let's see how well the lip sync matches our provided audio. Let's run it. Alright, the results are in. Let's take a look.
Peace talks in the Middle East gain momentum as leaders from rival nations share a historic meal, signing a ceasefire pact. Families on both sides celebrate in the streets. A glimmer of hope after years of tension. Could this be the dawn of lasting unity?
Overall, the output looks okay. The lip sync is on par with LTX 2.3's native capabilities and aligns well with the provided audio. At the same time, all the original movements and gestures are preserved seamlessly from the reference video. So based on these tests, it's generally better to swap male to male and female to female for more natural results, or use input footage where the neck area is less visible, like with a turtleneck or covered clothing. These small considerations can make a big difference in the final output quality. And that wraps up this workflow. As you've seen, LTX 2.3 with Face Swap LoRA is already delivering some really impressive results. It's not perfect yet, but the progress here is huge, and it's only going to get better from here. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss future updates and workflows like this. Also, let me know in the comments what would you like to see next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.